Hey, what's up everybody? This is Flashback Toys and Collectibles, and today I'm taking a look at a new He-Man toy. This is from the Masters of the Universe Revelation TV series. This will be on Netflix later this week, so let's go ahead and check this out. Got some nice artwork on the side here. And here's a look at the back. It does advertise some of the other characters that are available. Mossman, Skeletor, and Evil Lyn. And I do have Skeletor. I'll be reviewing that one in a separate video. He-Man, the most powerful man in the universe, defender of Castle Grayskull, protector of planet Eternia, and guardian of the entire universe. There's nobody stronger, faster, or braver than the mighty He-Man. Except for possibly Teela? That's just what I've been hearing anyway. As far as the artwork goes, it's definitely more of a new age kind of look. If we take a look at the Origins toy line, you can see the artwork on here definitely pays tribute to the original toy line that came out in the 80s. But with this, it's definitely geared towards a new generation. Alright, let's go ahead and open this up. That's one thing that's nice about the packaging is it's really easy to get into these figures. There's no straps that you have to cut off or untwist. You can just pull everything right out. So here's He-Man. Here's his shield. The sword. And a couple extra hands. Let's take a closer look here at He-Man. So one thing I'm noticing right off the bat is this character has a bunch of articulation. Like, there's all kinds of movable spots on here. So it moves at the shoulder, it moves at the bicep, moves at the elbow, and also moves at the hand. Then the head can swivel, and go up and down as well. The chest can go back and forth. The legs, the feet bend. And at the knee, this is kind of weird. When you bend the knee, bends in two different spots here. And the kneecap gets all stretched out looking. And then the leg twists here, and it moves side to side. Now, this joint here I'm not a big fan of. See, if we twist the leg there, I think they could have went without this joint. That's kind of weird. Yeah, that's kind of goofy. As far as the overall way he looks, he's pretty cool looking. His body seems to be pretty proportionate, except for his head's kind of small. And he kind of reminds me of Zelda. This is what He-Man used to look like. So you can see they are quite a bit different looking. As far as the size of this character, he measures at right about 7¼ inches. And the original toy line measured at about 5½ inches. Here's the classic toy line. This is right at about 7 inches. So you can see these are very close to being the same size. Let's take a look at his weapons and armor. There's the shield. So it's got some nice straps on the inside here that are soft and pliable. And those can slide right on his arm here. So that fits real nice and snug there. That's cool. And the sword. It's got some good detail to it. It does have a slight bend to it from being in the packaging, but I should be able to bend that back no problem. At the bottom we got a little bit of brown there. And it looks like I can't put it in his hand unless I change his hand here, so I can use these to hold the sword. I'm assuming these hands pop right off fairly easy. Pop this one in. And now his sword should pop right in his hand. Maybe. It's still a pretty tight fit. But it's in there. By the power of Grayskull, I have the power! So a couple problems I have with the figure is I think it has too many points of articulation. I think they could cut down on it. As far as this joint goes on the top half of the torso, I'm not a big fan of the way it looks, but I do like the way it moves. But it definitely looks kind of goofy having that line there. And I already mentioned down here, this joint, I think they definitely could have done without that. If we look at the classic toy line, we can see that it's a solid piece on his leg right here, instead of having that extra joint down here. And I think it would have been better if they'd done that. Okay, let's see if we can swap heads here. So it pulls right off. We'll pull off a classic head here. And it actually looks like these are different size. I'm looking at the top balls here. It looks like this one's a little bit smaller. So I don't think this head's gonna fit on here. And it's a way different color too. But I do have an Origins head. Now this is from the Battle Armor Origins He-Man. Let's see if that pops on there. And that pops right on there. There's what the new He-Man figure looks like with the original He-Man head. And I kind of have mixed feelings about this. It's kind of weird seeing this head on this body. The skin tone is a little bit different, but it kind of works. I don't know. What do you guys think? Does this head look goofy, or does he look better with his face? So the color scheme on this He-Man is a little bit different than the original He-Man. You can see that he has red shorts here versus the brown shorts, a yellow belt versus the orange belt, and brown boots versus the red boots. And as far as the chest armor goes, they do look similar, but it has the cross in the middle versus the H in the middle on the new He-Man. Alright, let's go ahead and swap the head back here. So it comes with 4 different hands. We have 2 hands that can hold a sword. And we got 1 hand that can be used for punching. And then we got a left hand that can be used for holding the shield. I do like how the wrist armor seems to be a molded yellow plastic instead of painted on. It looks like this piece is actually glued on. And for this side, this is actually removable if you take the hand off. So if I pop the hand off, we can actually remove this armor here. And this has a nice soft rubber feel to it, but the yellow on this is painted. The main color of this would be brown. I'm just curious if this piece pops off or not. Oh. Well, it does pop off, but it's not supposed to. It looks like it was glued on. Whoops. We'll just go ahead and put that back on. Now I know I've made some complaints maybe about too much articulation with this figure, but on the positive side of that, this figure can make some crazy poses. I mean, it's got enough articulation to where we can actually hide his hands behind his back. His leg can flip backwards here and touch himself in the chest. So he's incredibly flexible with all this articulation, but like I said, I just think it's a little bit too much. It's not necessary. So what's your guys' thoughts on the new Revelation TV series that's coming out? I know no one's seen it yet, but we've seen all kinds of information on it. At first it was advertised as it being pretty much a He-Man cartoon, just like the old one. But recently some news has been released that it's going to be revolving around the character named Teela, and she looks quite a bit buffer than she used to. As far as the overall looks go of this He-Man, I like the body of him, but I do feel the head is a little bit small. And I would like him to look a little bit more masculine, but that's just my preference. I mean, the old He-Man obviously looked pretty tough. And this one, I'm actually not the biggest fan of this one. This is the Laser Power Classic Edition He-Man. and he's got kind of a weird weathered looking face, but he still looks tough. This guy looks super friendly. I mean, this is the face I would think that would be on Prince Adam. When he turns into He-Man, you would think he looks a little bit tougher, but oh well. Alright guys, it's time for me to go. Let me know what you think about this new He-Man toy in the comments down below. And also, do you prefer the He-Man head that comes on this, or the retro head? I don't know, it's kind of weird. Alright, see you guys later. If you like this video, hit that like button and please subscribe. And have yourself a great day, and I'll see you next time.